Alright guys, we've got some massive updates in the MMA world today, and not all of them are good. Tom Aspinall has shared a seriously troubling health update that could shake up the entire heavyweight division. Plus, Valter Walker scores another submission, DC fires back at boxing critics, and the lightweight title picture just got even more complicated. Let's get into it. We'll start with Karate Combat 59, where Valter Walker picked up a quick submission win over Zion Clark in a highly publicized grappling match. Walker, who's been on a tear with heel hooks in his last 4 fights, came in with momentum, and even though Clark was born with caudal regression syndrome and has no legs, Walker still went hunting for the legs early.
Touch of hands.
And arguably, course, right? Think of course.
Gonna face crank here.
Oh,
just the power of it. He's trying to get a clean choke on him here, and he's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
This is a big squeeze. Valter Walker.
He's got him.
He's gonna get the submission over Zion Clark.
There's no more respect you can give another.
Clean Monster!
Well, using his nickname there from the...
Meanwhile, over in the bantamweight division, Cory Sandhagen is not happy. In a recent interview, Sandhagen made it clear he's frustrated that his name isn't being mentioned for a potential rematch with Petr Yan. He reminded everyone that their first fight was a 5-round war and earned Fight of the Night honors.
It is too. I mean, even when you look at I try not to be a hater and be a jealous person or whatever, but I'm like, yo, why are we not talking about me and Jan fighting again when me and Jan had a killer fight? Yeah. It was a performance of the night. It was 5 rounds. We had a killer fight. Sean got finished by Marab, and then after that, barely beat Song, and I finished Song. You know what I mean? I broke his orbital and I cut his eye. I put Song in surgery the next time. You know what I mean? So it's like, give me a little bit of freaking credit.
Let's go.
God damn it. You know, but yeah, but I can't let that stuff enter into my head, or else I'll just be a jaded, jealous, mean person all the time. So, but yeah, that's the fight that there is to make.
I honestly, as a fan of the sport, I will really want to see O'Malley and you. I really.
But that's not all. Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson is eyeing the UFC, and he's thinking big. Ahead of his 3rd pro MMA fight, Steveson revealed he's been in contact with the UFC and plans to call for a debut on the rumored White House card if he wins his upcoming bout in Mexico. He's already scored first-round finishes in his MMA appearances, and if he adds another highlight reel knockout, he says he's publicly pushing for that debut.
They got the next opponent, and maybe the next big thing will come, and if it's not the White House, something big always comes. It always happens.
Will you call for it? You go out there and get a knockout on Thursday? Will you call specifically for hey, I'm ready to get me on there?
Yeah, most definitely I'll call for it. I'll call for it. I think it's rightfully so. Especially if it's a big knockout that happens next Thursday. It'd be my 4th one. My 3rd in MMA, 1 in dirty boxing. So that's how it would be. But just like we talked about, if the cards fall that way, they fall that way. If they don't, they don't.
But with his wrestling pedigree, Steveson entering the UFC heavyweight mix would definitely turn heads. Speaking of big names, Conor McGregor is back in the gym again. New footage surfaced of McGregor sparring with 6 feet 5 inches PFL welterweight Owen Sheridan as he continues preparing for a UFC return. And over in Georgia, Merab Valishvili is grinding as usual. The bantamweight champion was recently seen training with wrestling world champion Steven Miocic, sharpening that already relentless grappling attack.
Nice. West Lafayette is where
Now let's shift to lightweight drama. Ali Abdelaziz has seemingly shut down talks of a super fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. While Makhachev had expressed openness to defending against Topuria, his manager clarified that Islam's next fight will be against a real welterweight. Ali also confirmed that Justin Gaethje is next in line for the undisputed lightweight title, and if Topuria doesn't step in, Gaethje fights whoever is ready. In another corner of the combat sports world, Daniel Cormier has jumped into the debate between boxing and MMA, and he's backing Joaquin Buckley. The feud started after Terence Crawford allegedly suggested the UFC could never be bigger than boxing. Buckley fired back, and now DC has weighed in. DC pointed out that boxing doesn't consistently deliver the megafights like it used to in the eras of Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, or Lennox Lewis.
Cory Sandhagen said the UFC could never be boxing. Joaquin Buckley was right. Like, it doesn't have to be boxing. Because the reality is there's no big fights like there were in the past. Hey, I want to be the boxing of the 70s and 80s and 90s. There aren't enough big events to make us go back to the days when Ali was fighting, or when Tyson was fighting, or when you had the Four Kings and they were all fighting each other. I'm talking even the days of Lennox Lewis being the heavyweight champion. It was different back then. Canelo fought Terence Crawford. It felt like a big event. But honestly, when I get super excited for these boxing fights, until you get young, exciting prospects that want to go out there and try to knock people out like the guys from the past, you're going to get the fight that we got where Terence Crawford, who showed once again why he is the best, he just controlled Canelo Alvarez, who's the biggest star of this generation. And then it's just not that fun. Whereas when you get to the UFC, it's more fun, it's more exciting, and it's just better. And hats off to Joaquin Buckley for calling that shit out, because he should have called it out. We aren't boxing. The UFC's better. That's just a god on the street.
Sean Strickland also made headlines again after posting footage from a sparring session at Extreme Couture. The former champ claimed he went hard on a teammate after believing he brought someone to the gym that made him uncomfortable.
Mr. Longhair Kid, what scares me the most is when I seen a transgender dude with long hair. I'm just like, bro, do I need to get a gun? This motherfucker gonna shoot us? Who is that guy? Is that a he or it is? Oh, you mother. Get off, let me take your back. Bringing this shit in the food. Swear to God, one day I leave my gun in the car. This is when shit happens. Sean Strickland, disarmed and murdered.
By who? Your biggest nightmare.
My biggest nightmare. But hey, like, if you look at the statistics of like shooters in that category, I think they're some of the highest. It's just it's not a real good place to be.
Now let's talk heavyweights, because Brendan Schaub thinks the division is in trouble. On his podcast, Schaub called the current heavyweight landscape a shell of itself and suggested the UFC should sign names like Rico Verhoeven, bring back Francis Ngannou, and fast-track Gable Steveson to revive excitement.
The heavyweight division's so bad. It's such a shell of what it used to be, even when I fought. It used to be so good. Go back and watch Pride, Heavyweight Grand Prix. Even Bellator 10 years ago was better than this current heavyweight division in the UFC. When I fought, it was the who's who, man. I mean, it was murderer's row. Now it's just a shell of itself, and it doesn't have to be, because if they signed Rico, if they came to an understanding with Francis, if they signed Gable Steveson, we're at least cooking with some gas. That makes it exciting. Dana's issue with Francis, but then also Dana says he doesn't really deal with the guys anymore. So it's like, then somebody needs to step in and go, hey man, this heavyweight division is dying, if not dead. Your current heavyweight champ is having serious eye surgery. He's out 9 months. John Jones wants one more. You do it at the White House. It's against Alex Pereira. Okay. And I know Dana has his issue with Francis, but he's by far the biggest free agent out there, by far. And if you're not really dealing with it, have Hunter, have McMahon deal with it and get his ass in there, just for the health of the division. So you have Francis, John, okay. You have John Aspinall, okay. Francis Aspinall, mix Rico in there, mix Gable Steveson in there. Now we're cooking. But for whatever reason, they're just being like, nah, we're good with what we got.
The UFC heavyweight champion's health situation is far more serious than many realized. According to his coach, Aspinall is struggling to even hit pads in training due to ongoing vision problems. He reportedly cannot see properly, suffers from vertigo, experiences constant dizziness, and describes the sensation as standing on a boat. He's undergone 18 eye exams, double surgery, uses 32 eye drops a day, and still deals with double vision and balance loss. He can't drive. He struggles to track moving targets. Sometimes he even misses people's hands during handshakes. Let that sink in. 4 months after the injury, and these symptoms persist. It's a devastating update for the heavyweight division. But despite all of that, Aspinall remains positive. In a recent Instagram post, he reassured fans with a simple but powerful message, still in the game. Let me know what you guys think. Should Sandhagen get the Yen rematch? Is Gaethje next for gold? And how concerned are you about Tom Aspinall's future? If you enjoyed this update, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more MMA news. We'll keep you covered.